Yo, you should over here. You should over here, brother. Yo, you better watch out. Hey, bro. This is my brother. Okay. Hey, come on, chill. Come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car. Okay. Get out the car. I gotta go to the hospital, my leg. Yeah, we gonna get you to the hospital.
The King Von murder files were made public, including body cam footage from the night he died. But the footage revealed some surprising secrets and raised questions about what really happened. Even King Von's cousin Bo said that Von's security guard let him fight Kwon Do and then vanished from the scene. No one has seen him since.
His security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the f you let him walk over and fight? He ain't supposed to let him fight. He ain't supposed to be touching nobody. Security guard, if anything, you make sure Kwon Do them leave. Whoever else they was with, you make sure they leave. How you let him walk over somebody that's the reason y'all here, the reason everybody in this parking lot here, because this man right here making the money and y'all his entourage. That security guard, it's something fishy with him. That's why he deleted his Instagram. I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from, but I definitely feel like it's some weird shit going on.
The day after King Von's death, his security guard deleted his Instagram and completely disappeared. This raised suspicions that some important evidence was being covered up. Many people believe there are major holes in the story of King Von's death. Some even suggest that if anyone would fake their own death to avoid multiple murder charges, it would be Von. After his passing, he was tied to the killing of FBG Duck, reportedly for paying O-Block members $100,000, 0 cents, and giving out O-Black chains to carry out the hit, as well as being linked to several other Chicago murders. In Trap Lore, Boss's King Von documentary, it's mentioned that someone close to Von tweeted that Von made it through 2 surgeries, woke up screaming for his gun, went into shock and passed away. He only had 1 more surgery to go.
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago. He made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the 2nd surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla talking about some, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital?
Because she was there at the hospital.
This means King Von was still alive after getting shot, even alive while he was in the hospital. Now that this information is coming out, many people are wondering, how did Boosie know 2 years ago that Von didn't have a gun?
I mean, like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, someone should have jumped in. It should never even.
King,
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is supposed blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging
me up,
over
bro.
everyone right now.
That f me up, bro. Because I like King Von.
But when you start looking deeper into King Von's death, you begin to notice gaps in the story, and the truth starts to become clearer. On November 5th, 2020, Von and his team went to a club in Atlanta to celebrate his album release. It was supposed to be a big night marking his success in the music industry and a bright future ahead, but things took a dark turn. Von knew he had enemies. Coming from a dangerous place like O-Block, he understood the risks of running into his ops. That's why, during public events, he always had tight security, rolling deep with a crew of around 25 people.
I travel with 1 security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
But things took a turn later that night when Von made a risky decision. After the party ended around 2 o'clock IEM, the original plan was for everyone to head back to their hotels, but once Von got into his car, he suddenly changed his mind.
Everybody's mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
Von told his driver to take him to another club called Monaco, which caused him to get separated from his team for a while.
So everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, we here by ourselves, like, where you guys at? and everybody rerouted to that venue.
Because once Vaughn got to Monaco, the people in his car finally told the rest of the team that the plans had changed. The rest of the team quickly made U-turns and headed to the club. But something felt off. When Vaughn's manager arrived at Monaco, he noticed something strange. Vaughn was sitting quietly in the truck, not saying a word, and just waited there for 30 minutes.
For some reason, Vaughn wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 35 minutes.
Vaughn finally agreed to go into the club, but before he could enter, his security had to check the place to make sure it was safe. The problem was, Monaco has a strict no firearms policy, which meant most of Vaughn's team couldn't bring their weapons inside.
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Vaughn. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Vaughn, bro, what's going on? Like, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Vaughn's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
But the real danger was outside in the parking lot. One of King Von's crew members spotted Quando Rondo and his team sitting inside a white SUV. He quickly ran back to tell Vaughn what he saw.
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Vaughn just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
Almost instantly, Vaughn jumped out of the truck and ran straight toward Quando Rondo. His team tried to calm him down, but he didn't listen. Vaughn walked around to the front of the white SUV and started swinging on Quando.
He jumped out the car. By the time Vaughn jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
While Quando was getting beat up by Vaughn, his best friend Little Tim jumped out with a gun and fired several shots at Vaughn, hitting him 4 times and also hitting Vaughn's manager in the leg. Almost immediately, the remaining members of Vaughn's team, who were still armed, shot back at Tim, causing him to fall a few feet away. But the sound of gunfire in downtown Atlanta drew the attention of nearby police officers, who quickly pulled up and began firing at both sides. In the chaos, one of King Von's crew members was shot and killed. At the same time, Vaughn and Quando were both lying on the ground, and according to witnesses, Vaughn was holding on to Quando, possibly trying to use him as a shield to protect himself.
And was he trying to take Vaughn's chain, or?
Honest truth, I don't think V-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Vaughn was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting he's that strong. Like, he was literally holding him.
Once the gunfire stopped and the chaos calmed down, the focus quickly shifted to saving King Vaughn. His close friend Moulp ran into the street, pushed Quando away from Vaughn, and carried him to the getaway vehicle. At the same time, Quando and his team jumped into the white SUV and rushed to the hospital. Even though Vaughn had been shot 4 times, he was still conscious in the car. People in the vehicle later said that Vaughn stayed calm, tried to keep everyone's spirits up, and told them everything was going to be okay.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Vaughn was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
After arriving at the hospital, Vaughn was rushed into surgery, but sadly he passed away during the operation. News of King Von's death sent shockwaves through the entire music industry.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of guns.
Is going viral online, Lil Tim would do his first interview speaking about Van's death.
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f him and shit like that, cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like
they ain't never popped that shit off, that would have never happened like that.
Lil Tim survived his injuries in the hospital, and the next day he was arrested and charged for Von's death. However, the charges were quickly dropped after Tim's lawyers argued that he acted in self-defense. Still, Lil Durk and O-Block weren't about to let it go. The following year, a major hit was carried out against...
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
The hit led to the death of Quando's friend. Lil Pab News cameras even captured the moment Quando found out, and in that moment, he felt the same pain that King Von's friends went through.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Fans started linking Lil Durk to the hit after he dropped a song with the lyrics, "They like Durk, he a singer, he won't do something," / "You can believe whatever you want, I got your folks" hit. Durk even rapped about the way Quando reacted to the news, saying, "Look on the news and see your son screaming no." Ever since then, Quando has tried to distance himself from the streets, but over on O-Block, things haven't been the same. After losing someone like King Von, someone they thought was untouchable, the members have become a lot more cautious. Even something as simple as walking across the street to look at Von's mural now requires extra care.
Check it out, let's walk over here and see this Von picture. I know it's a lot of ops on this. I'm letting y'all see where I'm at. Why is this black truck still right here? Man, watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.